Hi there, I'm Lisa Doyle with Rockcliff Realtors and East Bay Real Estate TV. Today I wanted to give a little bit of advice for anyone who is considering a short sale. We get questions practically every day from families and our clients and neighbors asking about short sale concerns. You might be planning a short sale for down the road. You might be in the midst of a short sale and just having a hard time. So I wanted to give you some tips and tools. I made a list of some of the most common problems that people are having and some advice on what to do to prepare in advance so that you can have a smoother transaction if you do decide to do a short sale. And one thing that I wanted to share is we've just gotten a new update on the newest legislation as far as short sales. About 6 months ago, the government had passed some legislation to protect homeowners from the taxes that you used to have to pay for the forgiveness. Like let's say that the bank forgave you $100,000 worth of your debt, you used to have to pay taxes on that. Well, right now there's legislation to protect the owner-occupied homeowner from having to pay those taxes. Well, that Debt Forgiveness Act actually ends at the end of 2012. And what we've just gotten an update this week is that it doesn't look like they're going to extend that. At least there's not the plan at this time to have that extended. So just know if you're planning a short sale or if a short sale is something that you need to do, you want to put that in place sometime between now and the end of 2012 to protect you from extra costs and extra taxes. So now as far as the tips are concerned, we get a lot of questions about, I'm preparing to do a short sale, what do I need to do? There are certain documents that if you take the time to prepare now and get ready, once you get an offer to the bank and you're trying to process your short sale, it'll save you a lot of grief and scrambling, especially if you're packing boxes and you've packed up your documents. It just becomes quite the hassle at that time. So the documents that they're going to want you to have are 2 years at least of your tax returns, 4 to 6 months of your bank statements, current bank statements. They're going to want to see paycheck stubs going back probably 3 to 6 months typically for most banks. They're going to want you to prepare what's called a hardship letter, which is just a brief explanation of what's been going on in your life to change between the time you bought your home and till now. Have you had a change of job? Have you had a job loss? An illness, divorce, anything that would make your situation tough for you at this time. They want to know about that. And then also a letter giving your broker the permission to speak to your bank on your behalf. So when we go in to negotiate, we have the permission to talk to them and try to help you. And what I would tell you is banks are notorious for losing everything that you send them, and they'll lose them multiple times typically. So when you make copies of all these documents, prepare a few copies so that you're just not going to go crazy when they say to you, hey, we never received your package, send us it again. So be prepared with 3 or 4 copies if you can. And I would say one of the most asked questions that we get is, I'm planning to do a short sale. Is it okay if I move out now? I want to protect my credit. I want to go find a place ahead of time. I want to do my short sale after. What I would tell you is the banks are responding much more positively to families that are in their homes when they apply for a short sale. So if you have any way that it's possible, stay in the home if you can. You're going to get better results. The bank will process your home, your short sale quicker, and it's going to be much easier on you if that's possible. Some people it's not possible. You get transferred, take a job, whatever, you have to leave. That's okay. Just know that if you can, stay in your house. And I would say, remember, when you write an offer or a buyer writes an offer in your home, you have signed a contract. So maintain the house as much as you can between the time that you accept an offer and once the bank accepts your offer. I mean, sometimes that's 6 months, 10 months down the road, and some people just let the houses go, where then the buyer sees the house deteriorating and they no longer feel like they want to pay the price that they've agreed to pay. So just do your best to take care of the property as much as you can. And one thing that we've seen cause a lot of problems actually is if you are in your house and maybe you're not making your mortgage payments, maybe you are, but if in any way it's possible is keep up the homeowners association dues. We've seen HOAs be very aggressive to foreclose way ahead of what a bank would do because they want to protect their interests. So if they start a foreclosure process, the homeowners association can totally mess up your short sale as far as the cloud on the title and causing problems, and it'll be a big grief for you to try to close your short sale if they've already started foreclosure on the HOA. So remember, pay your HOA dues if you can. And just remember, short sales are a process, boy. The banks are getting better at processing short sales. The typical time now, between 60 and 90 days. Sometimes it's still taking longer than that. So just be patient. Know it's a process. It's well worth the time and the effort if you can give it the time. your credit score will recover so much faster than if the bank forecloses. You know, foreclosure is just a long, very negative impact on your credit score for a lot longer of a time. You know, and that the fact that there's not the taxes in most cases. Again, consult with an accountant for your individual questions, but most homeowners are not seeing those taxes the way that we used to, so it's definitely a benefit. And just make sure that you know, when you're in the process of trying to decide on a short sale, when you're talking to real estate brokers, just make sure that they have experience with short sales and they have some contacts with the major banks. Because boy, if an agent doesn't understand the process, you know, they're likely to make mistakes that could cost you thousands of dollars just because they're not protecting your rights in the future. And if you have any questions about your home or your short sale future, you know, the challenges you're facing or anything that I can do to help, my name is Lisa Doyle. My number is 925-890-7443. Talk to you real soon.